to make a gorgeous ocean coral scarf today. This is made with a lovely soft bamboo yarn. It's called Kaguya DK. It's 100% bamboo DK weight, and you get 100 grams and 200 meters, and it's by, I've forgotten who it's by, Third Volt Yarns. It's a lovely hand-dyed yarn, and this project is really great for making a hand-dyed yarn. It used just one skein to make the whole scarf, and it's got a lovely delicate lace structure, so it's perfect summer scarf or shawl. You can obviously make yours bigger if you've got more than one skein. You can make it wider or longer, whichever. Mine's quite a narrow scarf, but I think it looks lovely and it really reminds me of the seaside. It's called the Ocean Coral Scarf. So I am going to make it again with you now, and I am going to use another hand-dyed yarn. I'm going to use this gorgeous yarn by Skein Queen. Another hand-dyed yarn in the UK. It's called Crush DK, and it's 75% superwash merino or 25% nylon, and you get 225 meters in 100 grams. And I'm just going to use this one for this project. You can use a wide variety of yarns, DK yarn, so a super wash merino would be nice, or a bamboo, or a cotton blend, probably better than pure cotton, because cotton might be a bit heavy and you won't get that same delicate drape. But there's lots of yarn suggestions in the description below and also in the pattern. Okay, so you'll also need a 5mm hook, some scissors, a needle. The pattern uses US terminology, and if you're after a gauge, I had 17 stitches and 10.5 rows over a half double crochet in the third loop. However, tension's not really critical as long as you're happy with the drape. The size was 9 inches by 46 inches, but as I said before, you can adjust yours to your own liking. Obviously that will change how much yarn you use. This one that I made used one whole skein, a 100-gram skein of DK hand-dyed yarn, but you can make yours as big or small as you want. So you can adjust the length by continuing to repeat the main pattern. Repeat rows 5 to 18 as many or as few times as you want, and change the width. Start with any chain in a multiple of 4 plus 5. Okay, and you could consider making it stripy or using single colours. Lots of different options there. Anyway, we are going to start now by chaining 37 stitches. Okay, I just need to sort my yarn out first and then I will be ready. Okay, so pop a slip knot on your hook and chain 37. Keep them nice and loose, just like that. Look at this yarn, it's gorgeous. That's 37. So now we're going to do half double crochet in the third chain and in each chain across. So I'm going to work in the back bumps because I think that makes a neater finish, but you can do whichever you prefer. Oh, I'm so excited for these colours. This scarf is going to be so pretty. Okay, so just continue working half double crochets across. So there we go. We have our 35 half double crochets now. And we're going to turn. We're going to chain 1. And we're going to do half double crochet in the third loop. Okay, now if you've not worked in the third loop before, that's fine, it's not that difficult. If you turn your work to the top, you have your normal loops. So you've got your back loop and your front loop, and then to the side you've got this extra loop which you get with half double crochets, and that's called the third loop. So that is where we're going to be working. So we just work into that loop a half double crochet. So you're working a half double crochet like normal. In the UK terms, that's a half treble crochet if you're interested. And you just insert your hook into that loop. Well, yarn over, insert your hook into the third loop, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and we just carry on working in that third loop, half double crochets all the way across. And what this does is it pushes the top 2 loops across, and it creates that lovely pattern on the other side. Okay, and we're just going to carry on that all the way across for row 2, and we're also going to do the same for rows 3 and 4. Okay, so we're just doing half double crochets in the third loop. Start with a chain 1 as well. You don't need to chain 2 because we're working a bit lower down, so a chain 1 works great. Okay, so I'll see you when you've done those 3 rows. Okay, so I finished row 4 and it's looking lovely. So I'm going to move on to row 5, which is the start of the of the honeycomb mesh type, the coral effect as it were. So we're going to chain 5. Okay, and then we're going to skip the first 2 stitches, and we're going to do a double crochet into the third stitch. So we're going to work into the tops of the stitches now. We're not working into the front, the third loop or anything now, just the normal parts of the stitches. And then we're going to chain 4. Oops. Chain 4. And then we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. So, and then we're going to double crochet into the 4th stitch. Okay. And that is our repeat. So we're going to repeat that all the way across. So chain 4. Skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, chain 4, skip 3 stitches, double crochet into the next one. So just carry that on all the way across now, and your last DC should go into the very last stitch. Okay, and then we're going to turn. Oops, can't get hold of it. And move on to row 6. So for row 6 we chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, don't know what I'm doing. Then we double crochet into the first chain 4 space. So that chain 5 at the start counts as a double crochet and 2 chains, okay? And then we chain 4. And then we're making a double crochet into the chain space, so around that chain loop there. And that is the repeat. We're going to continue that all the way across. So you're chaining 4 and then you're making a double crochet into that chain space, and your last double crochet will go into that last loop there, which was your chain 5 from the previous row. And then we're going to repeat row 6, which is this row that I'm doing now. Going to repeat that for rows 7 to 14. Okay, so you'll end up with this mesh area here, which just zoom out, you can see there you'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in your mesh area. Okay, and I'll see you when you've finished that. Okay, so there are my 10 rows of the open coral mesh, and now we're going to turn and we're going to move on to row 15. So we chain 2 and we half double crochet in the first double crochet. Then we're going to do 3 half double crochets into this chain space. 1, 2, 3. Okay, like that. Then we are going to do half double crochet in the next double crochet, and we are going to continue across. So we do 3 half double crochets in the chain spaces, and then 1 half double crochet in the double crochet, all the way across to the last double crochet. Oops. And then you've got your last chain 5 space, so you do 2 half double crochets in that chain 5 space, and you should end up with 35 half double crochets all the way across. Okay, and from there what you're going to do next is repeat. Well, row 16 would be half double crochets in the 3rd loop all the way across, like we did for row 2 with a chain 1 at the start. And then row 17 and 18 are the same, so we're back to the start basically now and repeating. So we do 3 rows of half double crochet in the 3rd loop, and then we go back to our mesh stitch and we repeat that again. So we're repeating the whole lot all over again now, and we do that 4 more times until we have a scarf that is the right length. So you'll have, I'll show you on this one, you'll have 5 sections of, is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 5 sections of the open mesh. Okay, so just carry on repeating that, and then we will move straight onto the border without fastening off. So there we have it. I've done my repeats now. I've got 5 panels of the mesh and added the half double crochet in the 3rd loop for the last 4 rows. So now we can start doing the border. So we're going to carry on where we left off. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn, and we're going to work down this long side, okay? And we're going to be working in single crochet. So we're going to work 1 single crochet in the end of each of the half double crochet 3rd loop rows. Okay. And sometimes it's a bit fiddly to get through the stitch, but just persevere. There's the last one there. So that's those 4 rows. And then we're going to work 2 single crochets in the side of the double crochets, like so. And then we're going to work 3 double crochets in any of the chain 3 spaces, okay? And we're just going to carry that on all the way down to the bottom, and when you get to the end you're going to do a chain 1, and you're going to turn and work across your foundation chain, working single crochet into each chain across, chain 1 and turn, work back up the other side doing the same thing. Obviously if you're not precise it doesn't really matter at this point, as long as it's fairly evenly placed around, but apart from that I wouldn't worry too much. Okay, so let's go and do that now and then come back and see the rest. Once you get all the way around, you're going to slip stitch into that first stitch to join. Okay, And then we're going to move on to round 2. So chain 1, and then we're going to just work a single crochet into every stitch all the way around. When you get to the corners, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in that chain 1 space that we had for the previous corner, previous round, sorry. And once you've gone all the way around, slip stitch to join, fasten off and weave in all your ends, and then I will show you my favourite way of blocking. And now honestly, blocking is really necessary for this project. You see it just looks a bit all wrinkly and wiggly at the moment. You'll see the difference after we block it, because it's yeah, honestly it's amazing the difference it makes, just a little bit of blocking, and it's really easy to do, so there's no reason not to do it. Right, so I have woven in all my ends and finished my border, and now I'm going to just quickly show you how to block it. So I've got these foam interlocking mats and some pins. So these are called T-pins and they look like that. You can get all sorts of different blocking things, blocking equipment, but this is what I've got and this is how I find it the easiest to block. So you're going to want to work out what width you want it to be, and wobbling everything, and then you can start pinning. So I like to just flatten it out how I like the look of it first, and then work out where that is going to lie on the blocking board. So it's about halfway through that square and about halfway through that square, and then you're just going to work down pinning it. So it's still dry at the moment. This is my favourite way of blocking. You can do it a different way. You can wet block, so you can wash it first in some warm water in the sink, and then pin it afterwards. But I like to do it this way. You don't have to follow my way of doing it, but you can if you like. And I think this is probably the easiest way to block, and it doesn't take very long at all. As you can see, I'm nearly pinned it now. And then once you've pinned it, all you're going to do is give it a good spray with some water. So I've got a electric sprayer, a cordless sprayer. So I literally just press the button and it sprays, and it's super easy. And that's it. Then you just leave it to dry like that. And once it's dry, you'll see that it has all opened up like this one. So this one was all wrinkly before, but now it is all lovely and caught up on the pins and stretched out and gorgeous looking. So obviously if you want to add optional tassels, you can. I've got a tutorial on how to do that up here. I'll link it. Apart from that, I think we're done. I hope you've enjoyed making your ocean coral scarf, and do come and share it with me and show me what you've made. And I hope to see you again soon for another tutorial from Concrete Gems Crochet. Bye for now.